type of fighter, and you know, that's working on my benefit. Come sparring nights, you know, even fight nights, the 2 fights that I had with Robert have been tremendous.
And Robert was just talking about how, and I think this is kind of an old story, but you've admitted before that before he took over, you were kind of maybe calling your own shots and maybe being a little bit too much of your own boss.
Of course.
Robert wouldn't have that. How much of an influence has that had on you?
A lot. I mean, Robert having the influence of taking over me, the athlete, and just, you know, making me his in a way where, you know, he's changing me around is a big influence. It helps me as an athlete. Before, like you mentioned, I was with Clemente, no disrespect, great fan, I used to talk to him, great person, he's a great coach. But it got to a point where I'll get to the gym and I'll tell Clemente, you know what, let's do 3 today. I don't feel like sparring, let's do only 4. And Clemente will be okay with that. All right, champ, that's good. You know, I pretty much took over that, and that's not right. It's great to have someone now that really, you know, causes shots like Robert does.
I mean, you've already won titles in multiple weight classes. Do you think you have already done enough to be considered for the Hall of Fame down the road, or do you think you need this victory over Leo to maybe seal that?
I'm not looking into getting this fight and this win to secure that, you know, the Hall of Fame. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about my own legacy, my personal legacy, as my name, last name for my kids, my family, and that's it. This is a personal fight where, you know, I knew I could have won the first time, and now I'm getting the opportunity to showcase that I can.
How much would it mean to you to get this win?
It'll mean the whole world to me, getting this one.
Javier, you've tested 4 times.
Yes, sir.
Yesterday, Canelo put out a tweet that from now on he's going to sign up to year-round testing. What does that mean?
I mean, it's a clean sport. I mean, we're cleaning up our sport, our you know, boxing. Period. There's a lot of people that were, you know, they're calling us names, saying that boxing was a dirty sport, was a dirty sport, and it isn't. And that proves it. Canelo now testing randomly. I've done it 4 times. You know, before my fight, we still have 3 weeks left, and I'm sure I'm going to get tested a few other times. And this is a clean sport, bro. I don't mind it.
You're home, you mind your own business. It's 5 a.m.
They can show up anytime. They've been here to my gym, as you saw today. They've been to my house. You give them the address of every location, the times you think you're going to be at, you know, and you can't lie. And if they show up and you're not there, that's a warning, check mark, and that's, you know, that's a no-no.
I've known you for many years, but your hand speed right now and your power is something new and different. I haven't seen that speed and power. Where did that come from?
It's always been there, bro. It's just, you know, something that's coming out. People, you know, would think that as I'm getting older, I would not get or have that hand speed anymore. But it's coming out little by little with the experience I have in my corner. You know, Robert Garcia.
Maris, you spoke on Canelo just tested, submitted himself to year-round testing. Does that and the fact that the hair test came back negative, does that kind of all but vindicate him, basically?
Of course. I think before even, you know, all that came out, I posted a video myself wearing a Canelo hat, you know, showing my support, because there were so many people, you know, tagging him. I mean, they had a right. I mean, I could get it for certain reasons where Canelo was, you could say, neglecting to certain tasks and whatnot, but you know, he cleared his name and legacy, so I'm happy for that, and for him, for the sport of boxing itself.
I was going to say, like, what does that mean to you, just being like, you know, maybe the biggest star in the sport is, you know, was caught with, you know, with the meat contamination, as he says, but now is doing everything he can to clear himself and kind of in a way kind of clearing the name for you guys as well. Clearing the name of
boxing,
right?
And he has, and he will, and I think this is a clean sport. I mean, I know, like any other sport, I mean, there's guys that have come out positive. It happens, you know. No one's perfect in any other sport, but a big name like himself, he should definitely take care of himself, and so far he is. He's cleaning his name, and as you saw today, I took my test, and it works out for all of us.